Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Grab a cold one, crank up the volume, and join the show. Welcome to NVNR Live. And here we go.
It's no block, no rock. No block.
Go ahead.
We're live. I hope.
We're live. We might have a slight technical difficulty.
Maybe
here.
we're just audio
No, you're on.
or just video.
We're on it.
Hold on.
No block,
on.
some rock.
Man,
We got SD cards all over the place. We got.
I think we're good. Yeah, go ahead.
look at what happens
I
when
think-
Kyle's gone.
I blame
Hey.
Kyle.
All right, let's let Mike off the hook now.
Yeah, no,
Let
it's
it-
not Mike's fault. Mike,
It's like tracking you.
I'll tell you what.
It's
When,
tracking me.
when Kyle is gone, Mike fills in very well. I mean, at least to the extent of his abilities, but like he does pretty darn good.
Connor,
I mean,
he's,
we throw him into an absolute fire.
he's trying his hardest.
We throw him into a fire and he adapts very well.
It's difficult because it's not me. So
Yeah,
I don't.
I couldn't do this.
I'm like, I kind of feel sorry for him,
Yeah,
but
no.
it's also not me. So it's like,
Mike's out here running 40-yard dashes right now, fixing
This
these
is
cameras.
this is a shuttle run he's got.
he
going
is
on.
going to
Yeah.
tear his ACL going from camera to camera.
Yeah,
Okay, I think it's going. It's good.
yeah.
He should have wore
I
better
think-
better shoes for this.
I want to. Oh my gosh! Nobody's. I mean, actually,
we're good.
nobody
All right.
saw that except for us.
That's good.
I was literally just about to say, let's give credit to
Yeah,
Mike Delaware
I-
for fixing this camera situation.
I think I just about flipped this table like
You almost
I was
did.
at a Bills Mafia game.
Yeah.
Okay, we good?
Let's
we're
give
good,
this to
man.
Jared and get this.
My
thing
beer's
started.
not good, but
Go big red indeed. No block, no rock. Episode 235. We almost didn't make it to 235.
Wow.
Dude, I swear, nothing wants us to have an episode with Caleb. Everything that can
Every
go
time.
wrong
Is it
has
me?
gone wrong.
It's me.
You.
No, it's not you. It's
Well-
the universe.
It's something with your hands.
It's God either hates you or hates us.
Husker
Is that
wrestling.
is
With
that
you.
mine? That's the green light on there, on the board.
Cheers.
Hey, oh
There you
yeah,
go.
now I'm good.
Hey, there you go.
I know how your board works. You're welcome.
Hey, thanks. What a guy.
Hey,
When I have to fill in for Kyle, we just figure it out.
Wing
You
it,
drop
baby.
kicked a table, man.
you know,
It wasn't a drop kick. It was more like a flying knee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he rides the struggle bus for a little bit, right? And then you know what he does?
Figure it out.
He figures it out.
Yeah.
Figured it is.
There it is. Hey, Nebraska Brewing Company. I got the koozie on. Look at that koozie.
That's beautiful.
Assuming the camera is on me.
It's on you.
Look at the koozie. Look at that beautiful
It's nice.
koozie. Now, what is inside the koozie? Stories from, oh, God damn it.
What state are we in?
Stories from Nebraska.
Yeah.
There it
it's Stories
is.
from
Yeah.
Nebraska, dog.
Coffee stout. Had coffee this morning, coffee in the evening. Just slightly with some other concoctions and things, you know, makes me feel good. So,
Yeah.
cheers to that. Connor, what are you cheersing me with, huh? What you got there?
Well, so
Come on.
it's fun.
Come
I'll
on.
cheers. You. It's fun that I'm sitting in Mike's chair today. Mike is
King of the
behind-
castle. King of the castle.
Yeah.
I would say.
Mike is in the captain's chair tonight. I don't want to shock you. If you've listened to this podcast at any point in the last 4 years, you would probably guess that I am drinking the Pilsner, but I waited just to do this for you.
Crack
See, but that's wrong.
it.
And
Mike,
Tell him
Mike,
why.
why is
That's
it wrong?
wrong.
Why
Because-
is it wrong for me to open
and
a
Caleb
can
will
like
love
that?
this answer. He will love this answer. So at this podcast, do we prefer things with the tops off?
Tweast.
This is one of our sponsors, Draft Top,
Okay.
and we can drink with our tops off.
No mess.
No mess. Open can. and we drink with our tops off.
Mike, you've actually gotten really good at that.
Yes.
Not a single drop. And I
I
drop
know.
kicked a table before this.
I know. I'm actually very surprised that you don't have any sort
And
of
that you
spillage
said
on
that's
that.
a sponsor.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
a sponsor. We have an affiliate link. If you guys want one of these guys right here, Draft Top, it takes the top right off of any beer, any 12-ounce can. So if you don't like beer and you just want to drink a cola with the top off, you can.
When are we doing
Mike-
tops off in here, boys?
You can do it whenever you want.
Mike, you say tops off of any 12-ounce can. I've actually tested. You can also do tops off of 16-ounce cans and 19.2s.
Look at that.
You cannot go to 25s.
Oh,
Don't get me wrong there.
what
But
the hell?
any regular sized can lid, you can use those draft tops on, and they're very cheap.
They're
And
super cheap. I'm going to throw the affiliate link in
Yeah.
the chat, guys.
So you're telling me if you have big cans, you can't go topless?
no, you can go topless
Up-
with big cans.
Up
Just
to a certain size of cans.
The
Yeah.
biggest cans?
the
you
biggest
can't go
cans.
topless?
We
At that point, it becomes a safety issue.
yeah. We
I think it's discrimination. That's what I think it is.
Austin Jacobson says NBNR Edward 40 hands. Anybody?
Jeez.
Oh,
Austin?
boy.
Austin, I'll tell you what. I'll race you 40 hands.
How would
I don't
that
know
go?
who would win.
How would that go?
Not me, probably not me.
You know, I was listening today, him and Ravi. He was on the
Oh.
Heard at live show today, and they were talking about high school reunions and stuff. And
Oh God.
I was like, this is a perfect conversation for Ravi because he loves talking about Miller North High School for some reason. So
Yeah.
it just took over the whole show.
It's weird. I figured he'd be a Creighton prep guy.
Oh, yeah. No, he's the full-fledged Creighton, not a prep guy.
Caleb
We got
Henry.
a special guest though.
Caleb Henry.
Oh,
Hey,
Hey,
welcome.
Caleb.
hello. Hi.
I like the polo.
Thank you very much.
That's
Showing
a
it
nice
off.
one.
So last week when I drove halfway up here, I was wearing something else, and I ended up wearing that to portions of over the weekend. I was in a wedding, so I had to be putting on decent stuff
Yeah.
for a lot of the weekend, as opposed to what I normally do, where it's like, guess what? It's tank tops and shorts again. This is what you get. So then I was like, we didn't do any laundry when we got back. Or at least I didn't notice, I didn't put stuff away. So I was like, oh, what's it? Oh, it's HuskerMax. There we go. Let's throw on the old HuskerMax
Bam.
polo.
Why not?
Boom. Hey, what are you drinking, by the way?
Beer. It is
And look, hey, we appreciate it because you had a long weekend.
a Cardinal Pale Ale. It is not the first or dozenth or 2 dozenth or maybe 3 dozenth alcoholic beverage I've had in the last 72 hours.
Woo-wee. Yeah, we've all been there.
Henry weddings will mess you up, man.
What's the next one? And can we be invited?
Probably. Well, the only grandkid on our side of the family who's not married yet is my youngest sister, who just moved out to Georgia.
We'll fly to Georgia.
So working at
We'll do a live show there.
Georgia Southern is where she's working.
Oh, God.
Nice. The Scott Frost.
Statesboro. I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
And she didn't. She was like, hey, on their on all of their stuff it says GATA. You know what that means? I was like, yeah, I know what that means. I also know they got after Scott Frost's ass a couple years ago. Okay?
Put the nail in the coffin, I guess. I don't know. There's a lot of nails in that coffin. Hey, go to their tap room, Nebraska Brewing Company's tap room, 108th and Harrison. I'm showing off the koozie again. In La Vista, Nebraska, 68128. Connor, help me out. World class.
In every glass. I do appreciate the fact that I feel like if it wasn't last week, it was the week prior, that Mike really works hard to steal that from you. And you were on it this week.
I feel like you guys could jingle that up a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
Like that's a little like you're
I can jingle it. Listen.
Well,
so
listen.
here's the thing. It's a little in your face. It's a little
Yeah.
in your world class.
Oh, Jesus.
In every glass.
Oh,
Like
it's
you
meant to be. It's so you know why it's meant to be
World
that way.
class in every glass.
I'll leave that part up to you.
But so it works out because we just did it, and Caleb, you immediately talked about it. So it
Nice.
like for advertising reasons, like it works.
It's
Like
fine.
you immediately talked about
Yeah.
it. That's.
I
a
also
win.
have a microphone in front of me and am on the show.
Yeah, I
Big
mean
fact.
that's fair.
Did the comments talk about it?
We have
Hold on,
Paul
let me grab my
Cadillac in the
phone.
chat. He did say sort of my favorite, whatever that was. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
I guarantee.
Sorta my
I can guarantee you right now, Paul. If you're, I know he's watching. He's talking about Cardinal.
Oh, okay.
So he's giving Caleb a shout out,
Oh,
not
okay.
us.
Okay.
He fucking hates us.
No, he loves us. Cardinal. He's talking about Cardinal. He just
Yeah, no, yeah, I knew it.
Hey guys, there is 45 Frank Solich days and Alonzo Whaley. Who else?
45.
Another 45.
I should have read Dave Fight's Greatest Huskers. I didn't read it today.
Dang. Some dude from the 30s. 45 days till kickoff. Now,
Hold on. Did you just say some dude from the? Did you just ask us for an answer that you didn't have?
well, I got Frankie.
Yeah, but you said some guy from the. You just asked
some
us
really
for an
good guy.
answer.
There's some dude out there.
Some really good dude who made All-American team in the 30s. The Great Depression team.
I don't even. That's not the Great Depression.
Fred Shirey.
35 is not the Great
Is that
Depression.
one?
Yeah,
There we go.
Fred. It's Fred.
Shout out Dave Fight, HuskerMax.com. You can read his greatest Huskers by the numbers, counting us down to the Husker season.
I love Dave Fight. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
Dave's awesome.
Fight can write.
Fight can write. I want a can fight podcast.
Ooh.
I mean, we haven't had Fight on here.
Nope.
I think there's an opportunity to see if Fight can podcast.
You know, we could definitely reach out.
Hey,
There's an opportunity, Dave.
Especially when you guys get close to like, who is number 7?
Oh,
Who is the
Yeah.
best number 7?
Well, that's obvious though.
is it?
I mean, it has to be her
It
crowd.
has to be the Heisman.
I mean, he
winner.
literally won a
It has
Heisman
to be.
trophy.
You sure?
It's the
Well, I
automatic.
am sure he did win a Heisman trophy.
Didn't Luke McCaffrey wear 7?
Jesus. Reggie Ball did. Remember Reggie Ball?
Demario Williams? Come on.
Right.
Come on.
Let's
Okay.
go.
That's a
Sneaky pick.
Thank
I'm
you.
not saying sneaky pick. I'm saying that's a better left legacy than the one I offered.
Well, yes. I was just trying to think of a name that people wouldn't have said. France Hardy? Boom. Come on now.
Jesus. Okay.
You're a sick
Relax.
You're a sick.
You should have a numbers like a number, like jersey number guy. So
You're- yeah,
69.
like you
There's
said,
something happening on the spectrum
Turner
on this
Corcoran.
side of the room. Good with numbers.
I think we'll
Honestly,
talk about Turner
all
Corcoran
sides of the
later.
room.
well,
Yeah.
I mean that's dudes naming guys, right?
Yeah.
Like when you get into all right, who's the like we're doing one of the projects I'm doing right now is the all quarter century team for Nebraska football, and I've also been putting together several other sports, and we'll have all of those released in August. But it's going through and it's finding right now we are doing defensive backs. So we've got 23 dudes on there. And I went through and it's at HuskerMax.com. And when I go through and I like, okay, this is what this guy did. This is what this guy did. And I'm like, there've been some pretty good dudes here for the last 25 years. Even if the last decade really overshadows the way we feel about Husker football.
Mhm.
But then now when we get into these conversations and we say DeMario Williams and we say Gross and you go through and you say all of these guys who have been really, really good, Larry Asante. Like you can just start naming all these dudes if you just follow the project I'm doing, the project Dave Fight is doing. It's like you just have all these in the back pocket right now.
Eric Haig. Boom. Just a dude who's solid, but not a guy that's gonna just pop off like a Prince, you know? Like Alfonso Dennard. Oh,
Nate Gary.
So
we could do this all night.
you're talking about an all quarter century team, this project you're working on. And I don't want to ask you for any spoilers or anything like that.
I can probably spoil one if you
Well-
guys are saying who's the best number 7.
Well, no.
Well, there's been one Heisman winner this quarter century. Okay.
Yeah. No, I don't want to spoil anything.
Spoiler.
What I do want to somewhat spoil for the listeners is when can they look for this?
So that'll be August 1st will be the football one. That's the obviously it's the first day of August, but that's a Friday. The next week, Monday through Friday, we will have also volleyball, men's and women's basketball, softball, and baseball. We put together all quarter century teams for those as well.
Oh shit! So it's like all around.
Yes, it's the big 6 sports. It's the big 3 for men's sports, a big 3 for women's sports, and went through and there were some tough ones to come up with. Like if
I
you
believe that.
like football here, obviously you've got 11 spots on offense, 11 on defense, a kicker, a punter, and a returner. There's 25 dudes. That's it.
Mhm.
You go to like men's basketball, women's basketball, there's 5 spots.
Yep.
Pick 5 spots. Softball, look at how many All-Americans there have been and go, how do you find somewhere?
Yeah.
Can you find, like, there are a number of first team all conference players that they're not just one place off of making this team. They might be 2 places off because of like how good softball has been.
Can I,
Yeah.
think I ask you, could Jordy Ball make that list already?
Jordy Ball is on that list. Like how would you,
Jordy Ball made it when she was at Oklahoma.
if you look
Right.
at if you look at just the record book, like for any one season, like Jordy Ball had perhaps the single greatest season in Nebraska softball history.
Sure.
So when there's something like that, it's where do you put her? Like, because she's not just a pitcher. Like there's obviously she's utility, but there have also been other good utility players. There have been other really good pitchers. Where do you draw the line? So that's been the fun part of the project is where do you put all of these people? And then on baseball, obviously, you had those College World Series teams.
Mhm.
There were some really good teams in those early 2000s, but we've also there were a couple of guys drafted today. You've had, I think, 11 players now drafted in the Will Bolt era. You've had some pretty good players. Bryce Matthews just got called up to the majors over the weekend.
Astros.
Where do some of those guys fit over the last 25 years of Husker baseball?
So, as a fan, like, can I expect? Are you releasing like a team at a time? Are you releasing like a position group at a time?
So
Like,
we've been going through for football because football, it's a massive thing, you know.
Sure.
So this is decided 100% by the vote, and that's been going on. And we are into our last 2 weeks of the voting right now. So we're defensive backs right now. We'll be specialists next week, and then I'll get a few days to like really wrap it up and write everything up for that August 1st release. When it gets to the that next Monday, and it is, I can't remember if it's men's or women's basketball, but it'll just be say men's basketball on Monday. Then it'll be women's basketball on Tuesday, and it will do that through the week. And for football, it'll all be on August 1st. All of the entire football team will be August 1st because the voting has been going on for a month and a half now.
yeah.
And we're getting a couple thousand votes every week on all of these. So by the time this is all said and done, we're going to be 15-ish, 16-ish thousand votes.
Good sample.
For
I would
for
say
the number of people helping decide this team, and for the players that I know that are on there, like this is a really good team. Like you look at this team, and the question's going to be, and obviously you still have to fill out your defense. You got to fill out the secondary, and you got to fill out the specialists. But then it's going to be if you put this team out there, what teams in Husker history could they beat? Like could they beat the 01 team, who is the last team to make a national championship game? Could they beat 99, the last team to win a conference championship?
Mhm.
Could they beat 2012, the last team to play for a conference championship? Then you start going, okay, if they could beat those, could they beat any of the national title teams? Because you're putting no. What I'm saying is you're putting together an all-star list of guys, individual dudes who maybe didn't win a national title themselves. But if you would have put all of these guys together and they're all playing in their prime against the 97 team in their prime, obviously, what kind of game would it be?
Well,
What would it look like?
I think your argument is not far off. That like you're combining this absurd talent. Like these guys in their prime that were phenomenal players, we're combining them over the course of 25 years. But when you look at the 95 team, if I can go far,
that is an all-star team.
I mean, those guys not only were in their prime, they were all-stars and they had chemistry. And I think, honestly, even if you go to 97, like I just don't believe, no matter what you do, I just don't believe that you can create a team, like this all-star team over 25 years that could beat one of them.
Right, and that's the part that's interesting about the conversations that come up with this. It's guys naming dudes. It's who did what. Who did we maybe forget about on some of these? One of the guys he's one of my favorite guys because I finally had like adult money to go to Husker games.
Yeah.
At the time, but he wasn't eligible for the voting, but that doesn't mean he didn't have like a good career. And it's Michael Rose Ivy. Like they're good dudes who aren't going to make this all quarter century team or didn't make the list for voting because of where I had to draw the line. And that line that I drew was you had to have made an all conference team, not just honorable mention. You had to be named. And for some of these years, there's up to 3 teams, or you had to be top 10 somewhere in the record book, whether that's for a single season or a career. So like there are some people who they were never like all conference. They were just honorable mention a couple of times, but they played so many games and like they're number 2 for career starts, but they happen to play for some pretty bad teams.
Right. So you're like that immediately it goes into like what I was going to ask you. So obviously the most important position in football is quarterback. And if you're doing a list like this, obviously we had a Heisman winner in 2001, but that was an option quarterback. Do you guys consider like in today's world of football? Because like, I'm sorry, like if I was constructing a team in today's world, I wouldn't have Eric Crouch as my quarterback.
So that's been
but
a
I'd
really
probably
fun,
have like Adrian or Taylor Martinez.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's been on the HuskerMax forums. That's been a conversation on there to where if you look at Scott Frost, it's like, okay, or Scott Frost, Jesus.
Hold on.
How dare you.
What was it?
Yeah, you can't say that here.
If you look at Eric Crouch,
Yes.
Eric Crouch.
Yes.
I'm going to just repeat it a couple of
Playground
times.
man himself.
If you look at him from through the lens of today, and it's like, okay, how many yards did he put up? But also what were they doing in those games? But he did win a Heisman. Like, how do you compare some of that? How do you compare the offensive linemen at the time? Because you have multiple All-Americans in 2000 and 2001, and those guys are all eligible.
Oh, dumb.
But how do those
Finoti? Yeah.
right. But like how do all of those guys compare to what defenses do 25 years later? Like if you're going to do that lens at quarterback position, what does it look like? You don't really have a true fullback anymore.
No.
What do wide receivers look like now? What do tight ends look like now compared to 25 years ago? Tight ends look a lot more like wide receivers than just another tackle who's slimmer, you know? But it's a fun conversation that I've seen people play out at HuskerMax.com in the forums where it's, you know what? Eric Crouch absolutely probably deserves to be that guy on this team. But if you're looking at like pure talent and athletic ability and what you saw on the field, and some of it has also been a little bit spoiled because of the way things played out and because of the fact that he got hurt. Taylor Martinez was so freaking electric.
Yep.
Can you imagine?
Like, and then that's to me, if you're looking at just like conversations over the last 25 years, one of the bigger what ifs is what if he stays healthy? Like, it's not even what if Adrian Martinez doesn't get his ankle flipped through at Colorado, and what does that do to the Scott Frost era and all of those things? What does it look like? I'm going to try to just say it as fast as I can so you can't catch up.
You can just say former head coach, and then I can do the rest.
Former head coach Mike Riley.
See, now
We
you're
don't
fucking with
bleep
us.
him.
We don't bleep him.
He had a 9-win season.
And under former head coach Bo Pelini, what did things look like if you had a healthy Taylor Martinez through all of that? You had the B.O.B. song remixed.
Yeah.
Like,
I
you
got
guys
Team
remember,
Magic in me.
like when YouTube was hopping.
Yeah.
When YouTube, for the kids who don't know, when YouTube was what you looked at TikTok today,
right?
Like YouTube was that to another level.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like it's the Candy Mountain, Charlie. Like,
oh, dude, they're not gonna get that.
Dude,
they're not gonna get that.
You had all the goods,
right.
like the shoes.
Let's get some
Oh,
shoes.
Like
God.
These shoes
you had
rule.
it was banger after banger on YouTube, and you had this remix of a song for the Husker quarterback, and he was backing it up with his play on the field until he got hurt, and then it was just like, all right, he's not the same dude. But the what if is if that doesn't happen, does he win a Heisman? What does that mean for the rest of the decade for Nebraska football?
So,
and we saw the way it played out. It didn't play out very great.
No, not bad.
Fine.
But not great.
But the rest of the decade,
Oh, the rest of the decade,
to where
I was talking to Taylor's legacy, not the decade.
I'm talking about just overall Husker football. But
Yeah,
absolutely,
right.
Taylor's legacy. If he were to have stayed healthy, and let's say he doesn't even win the Heisman, but he is healthy the whole time, and things play out a little bit differently. There's probably different win-loss column stuff happens too.
Oh, sure.
The record books probably look a little bit different, even though like his name is still up there.
Yeah.
There's probably more of a conversation about who should be that quarterback on the all-quarter century team.
So my question for you, Caleb, because obviously you have seen some results here because you're monitoring these polls and you're seeing who's being voted into this all-quarter century team. Who is one player that you feel might be noticeably absent from what you've seen so far? Do you have one? Is there somebody that
Snub.
in any way feels noticeably absent?
I wouldn't say noticeably absent. I would say one that was really hard was running back.
Okay.
Because we limited it. I limited it to 2. And I didn't say here's a halfback position, here's a fullback position.
In 25 years, you only gave 2.
3 wide receivers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
1 tight end.
Okay.
5 offensive linemen.
So who is
that's what the offense is there. And defensively, it's 4 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, 4 defensive backs.
So out of those, without giving away who might have been voted in, what do you feel like might have been the biggest snub? If you can do that, I'm not going to ask you to do it so you don't have to give away results.
Well, when you guys think of like favorite Huskers, a lot of times we go to the skill positions, right?
Sure.
Not me.
And knowing that we're all generally around the same age.
If Amir Abdullah is not on this list, I will walk out of this gym right now.
So good. How many Husker running backs in the last 25 years can you guys name?
Jared could do pretty good.
Yeah, quite a few.
And not just.
But if Amir is not on that list, I will walk out that door.
And
right
not just
good,
not just they were Husker running backs, but where you go, that was a really good Husker running back.
Wyatt Mazur. Did you see his fucking?
No, like he's serviceable, you know.
Brody.
Hey,
Belt.
Technically,
he scored against Georgia.
Technically, Wan'Dale Robinson.
Well, he was a fucking running back.
Run between the tackles for 8 plays in a row.
He was what would they call him? A wide back? Is that what they called him?
Yeah.
A wide back?
No,
not in his case.
That was Ramir.
Yeah, that was Ramir.
But when you think about that, the early 2000s, mid 2000s, late 2000s, the early 2010s, the Amir Abdullah area, Rex Burkhead, Roy Halu.
Roy Halu better be on that list.
See, well, you say that, but you're leaving someone off.
You're saying
Amir
and Roy Halu. That's it.
Honestly, like for me, that's probably where I'm sticking.
Would he be wrong? See, that's the thing.
What is Thunder Collins? Wasn't he 2000s? Right.
2001.
I mean, that dude was fucking good. I'm just like, there's.
I mean, he's not making the all century.
No,
for an all name team,
all
but
quarter century.
Quarter century. Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah. There's a lot of good running backs.
And that's the thing is like when you look at quarterback, you go, okay, there's a Heisman winner. I think you got to kind of have like a clear cut.
Yeah.
Who probably is going to be the guy, even if everybody doesn't vote for him.
Yeah.
You get to the defensive line, you're like, okay, it's probably Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, who are those other 3 spots? You know, like you start to go through and list off enough guys, and you feel like you're snubbing someone or multiple someones at every position.
So I guess that's a secondary question here is when we talk about, you said you have 4 D-line spots.
4. It's not. It's not.
So is it based on position? Or
no.
Can I pick?
And same thing with offensive line. It's 5 offensive linemen. You don't have to go through and make sure. Does one of them play center?
Okay.
Has one of them played left tackle?
Okay. So it is simply like you played D-line. No matter where you played, we can have 4 D linemen in the same spot.
Because think about also how different D-line is from 25 years ago.
Yep.
Oh, entirely.
You have an entire position right now that wasn't labeled as such 25 years ago with the edge rusher.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, that should have been probably more of an outside linebacker. And there were some guys that were on the defensive line that it's like they were technically listed as outside linebackers, but where did they play? They were edge rushers.
Yeah, they were on the line.
Yeah, they were edge rushers. They were defensive linemen. But they didn't have something to call it, so they were just outside linebackers.
Exactly.
Hey, another thing too, especially when it comes to offensive line, I think what will happen is you will have voters that equate good NFL careers, and they'll, like, just for instance, right? Like Brendan Hymus, you know, mid Nebraska career, a lot of starts, but like meh. But I think you would have a lot of people that will kind of they'll blend the NFL career with the mid Husker career, and they might put that offensive lineman in. You know what I mean?
And it's hard to remove.
And that's happened more than, like, it's happened a handful of times where they're very mid here. NFL, they get better coaching and they're in better situations and they start.
Or they were set up for, like, it didn't work out as team success here, but you had guys like Cam Jurgens, that absolutely right move.
Yeah.
Former head coach.
You could say
the first name.
What's his last name?
Oh,
Mike,
Mike,
what's the
do
last
it.
name?
Oh,
That's not the word that I said.
That's
You guys are really bad at this.
Fuck.
But under the previous administration, Cam Jurgens transitioned from tight end to offensive line.
best move.
Best move
And
ever.
to me, that's the best move of that entire era.
Mhm.
And because of what he did for that individual player. And yes, and for him, I think some of his legacy in college was the snapping issues.
Yeah.
But I think some of those snapping issues overshadow how athletic and how good and how cerebral he was on that offensive line. But you have some people that might think, okay, how do I compare snapping issues to won a Super Bowl to now is taking over for the Philadelphia Eagles from a legend?
And I think a lot of people would even say, hey, man, you're athletic as all hell, but what good is it if you're a center and you can't put the ball at the quarterback's hands?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that was part of one season, you know?
Sure.
Yeah.
Like,
Got much better.
But there's a lot of people that when they think of Cam Jurgens as center at Nebraska, they immediately go back to that part with the growing pains. I go back to blocking 40 yards downfield at Oklahoma.
Flag.
Like that dude. That's who I'm thinking of when I think of Cam Jurgens. You guys were asking about running backs. And so Amir Abdullah, Dan Alexander, Rex Burkhead, Darren Diedrich, Roy Hillou Jr., Brandon Jackson, Marlon Lucky, Divino Zigbo, Corey Ross, Dane Todd.
Dane Todd.
Okay, so
Every single one of those guys was all conference. Those dudes are all over the place for rushing yards, rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
In a way that you maybe started to see some in the with the 2000 season, but the 2000 season was cut off and you only had so many. But like, you haven't had a running back come anywhere close to touching this list.
Yeah.
You know? So you're talking about, these are some of the best dudes and you have to pick two of them. And I know it can seem clear cut to one person, but it's not to another. You can look at it and go, okay, if you were to pick your top four, Amir's probably up there.
Sure.
And a lot of people are going to look at Rex
Hillou.
and Hillou.
Marlon Lucky.
But Marlon Lucky, Brandon Jackson.
Absolutely deserves a position.
Darren Diedrich got a lot of love. All right.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer.
So
Darren Diedrich.
Well, staying on this conversation, shifting it to, today, we have spent a lot of time talking about this running back room right now.
Yeah.
Caleb,
Yes.
the listeners, I don't know how many are in the room right now. Mike is still running around, doing his thing, making sure we're moving on cameras.
The piggies are mad.
But Caleb, do you believe, like we believe, that Emmett is the guy? Like, is there something else that we might be missing? Does Emmett have it?
I think he does. And I think we saw that. And here's the part of it that it's like, whether or not somebody has it, does everything align for them to put that out there?
Sure.
Because you have a new play caller. You have a lot of returning production, and you've brought in some more dudes on the offensive line. You have a quarterback coming back who, from everything we heard as a freshman, was checking into stuff, and the coaches are like, I didn't see that. And he's doing that at the line. So you have all of that coming back to go, can you take another step? And think about sometimes where it's like, you have a really good running back. There's no weapons outside. Everyone's just going to key on what's happening inside.
Right.
And Adrian Martinez is a little bit busted up. Guess what? That's 8 in the box because he ain't throwing it to anybody. I think the way this team is set up, it sets up well for Emmett Johnson to have a big year. I don't know if that means 1,000-yard rusher, but if you look at all of the weapons, you're going to have to find a way to get one ball to a lot of guys. And you brought in Dane Key and Isaiah Hunter on the outside, and your tight ends look really good. And I'm really interested to see what Heinrich Haarberg looks like in whatever role he ends up at. And you brought back Ja'Cory Barney. And then you open it up, and there's got to be a run game in there somewhere, and it's not a quarterback run game. And that's different to think about for Nebraska. You know, that you're not going to get a quarterback dominant run game. When you have so many weapons, can you dump it down to Emmett Johnson you're checking it down to him? Can he run between the tackles in a way that you're not used to seeing done at a high level? I think the way Dana Holgorsen sets up the offense, and he's talked about this, that he's not going to go back to his air raid days. But if you have everything go well for all of these other pieces, defenses might forget the run game. They might forget about Emmett Johnson. And if he starts to play really well and he's top of mind for them, well, Emmett Johnson's probably super fine with, well, I got 9 touches today. I ran for 38 yards. That didn't feel good. But guess what? There were 6 dudes on the line waiting for me every time. And we were play action to the tight end. We were throwing deep to Isaiah Hunter. Like, if those things happen, if Emmett Johnson gets to play the way that we've seen he could play, especially at the end of the year, that helps out all of those other weapons. And all of those other weapons playing well help out Emmett Johnson.
You bring up tight ends. Now, tight end is a frustrating position for me because I feel like, especially here, and I'm sure it's like everywhere, and it's not just at Nebraska, but
I literally wrote about this, so I know where you're going.
Hey,
Literally a week ago, I wrote about tight end production.
No, there's a reason why I'm bringing it up. I feel
This
like
wasn't accidental.
Oh, I thought he was just like, hey, I've got a good question. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the way I feel about it, it's been bubbling up inside me. For years, I just feel like leading up to every season, it's look out for this tight end. We're going to use tight ends more. You know, we got Sethan Carter. Where? I just feel like it's an underutilized position, and we build it up every year. And now, hey, you're sitting here and you're saying, hey, we got a good tight end room. I'm not doubting you. I have faith in Holgorsen. He is a very competent OC. Do we finally see this position being utilized in a satisfying way for like the first time fucking ever?
Now, Austin Allen was the Big Ten tight end of the year just a few years ago.
He was.
Yeah, why don't you?
And Thomas Fidone did have the most, not this past year, but the year before, the most touchdown catches by a tight end since 2017, 2018, something like that. He had more than Austin Allen had in a year. So,
which I can't believe saying that.
So, like,
it.
It's weird that there has been like this hit and miss on production.
Yeah.
But even with that, even with what Austin Allen did, even with those touchdown catches for Fidone, I think everyone would go, they were underutilized in every aspect of their game.
I'm that person.
Yeah, like you look at last year, and where was Thomas Fidone getting the ball most of the time? It was going horizontally at the line of scrimmage. And that's not to say that that play can't work, but if that's his only touch, if that's 90% of what we remember him being targeted as, that's not his ability to be a big dude with a giant catch radius and super athletic, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so they're not going to use Lindenmeyer like that. They're not going to use Haarberg like that. When I looked back at the production, it was a learning curve for Dana Holgorsen. There were some years that guys listed as tight ends got like no catches, not just no touchdowns, but there was no production from someone labeled as a tight end on their roster. That doesn't mean the offenses didn't put up some yards and the wide receivers like go nuts, but the tight ends just didn't do anything. But especially when you look at the West Virginia years, when you look at what Holgorsen was able to learn, he started to lean more on some tight ends. So it was hit and miss there for a while, but he started to get to, this tight end can be a weapon. And there were some guys that had some like record-setting years and then did absolutely nothing in the NFL. And we think of it the other way here at Nebraska, where it's like, these are really good guys and weren't utilized. And then Ethan Carter and I know Niles Paul kind of transitioned to tight end, but like he had decent career in the NFL at tight end. Austin Allen, okay, he was the Big Ten tight end of the year, but he could have done twice as much as he actually did. I do think you have a special talent in Heinrich Haarberg there. And I do think it's not going to be Penn State gadget stuff, but I'm interested to see how does Haarberg get used within all of these other weapons.
You say that you don't think it'll be Penn State gadget stuff, but I would say that would be the only way to utilize Heinrich Haarberg over an actual tight end. In my opinion.
Put him in the backfield as Wildcat.
So
yeah, put him in the backfield as Wildcat, run him under there, put him in the slot, put him put him on the outside. He can do literally everything.
How many times have we talked about how we believe, at least you and I do, that Heinrich Haarberg is a Taysom Hill type player?
Yes.
I mean, he can do it all. I mean, like there are certain things obviously that he can't do. His deep ball is not great, but the man can run.
What I'm saying is for Penn State's offense,
right?
If that stuff wasn't working, it was like the offense could get some things done, but if that wasn't there, you removed what made Penn State special.
Yeah.
If Heinrich Haarberg's not doing those things, like I don't think Heinrich Haarberg is what makes this offense special.
No, I don't.
I think it can make this offense go to a different level. I think when you mix it in with all of those other weapons on the outside, when you mix it in with what hopefully you're going to get from Emmett Johnson, and hopefully we see more development from Quentin Ives and everyone else in that running back room, you see the offensive line that like Dylan Raiola take another step in all of that. When you add all of those things together under Dana Holgorsen, I think this offense is going to be big this year. But if you can get all of that and you go, Heinrich Haarberg is lined up at tight end. Now he is in the slot. Now he's lined up out wide for God knows what reason, because he's put on 20, 30 pounds or whatever. But now the defense is going, who's supposed to come out here and match up on him? Because we're supposed to be in man, and we're not putting our 5'10" corner on this guy in case they decide to just jump ball this for no reason on the sideline. And now he's going to go line up in the backfield because he can probably lead block at times. You know, he can do all of those things, but I don't think that's what's going to be the trigger for this
it's
offense.
Not the focal point, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
I have two parts to this. First and foremost is I actually saw Heinrich on Saturday.
Big boy.
He looks great. I will tell you that Heinrich looks a little smaller than the last time I had seen him. He looks great. He looks very much in shape, but he is a little bit smaller than the last time I'd seen him. But you talk about Heinrich isn't what makes this offense special. And I would tell you for the last 2 to 3 years, there hasn't been any one key player that has made this offense special. It is a little bit of everybody, at least in my opinion. Somebody tell me if I'm crazy.
The offense isn't special.
Yeah, no.
It was horrendous for most of the year last year.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of everybody. And I think moving Heinrich into like that Taysom Hill type role, it doesn't make it special, but it keeps defenses guessing. Whether like the kid can grab the ball and run. Yeah. He can throw the ball. He can catch it. Like I think is the most concerning part to a defense. And I think that's what I would be leaning on if I were Dana. Because we already know what Dylan can do. We know what our receivers can do.
If you think Heinrich Haarberg is the most concerning part,
well, no.
They might lose sleep on number 15, not number 10.
No.
He's never played tight end.
I'm not saying he's the most talented. I'm saying that he has talent in multiple different areas, and regardless of where he's lined up at, you're going to have to deal with it. Like, he's going to be able to block. He's going to be able to catch.
Why do you think he's going to be able to block? What has he shown you ever that he can block a guy who's played quarterback his whole life? He's never played a snap of
the
way Big Ten football.
The way that he runs the ball as a QB, and he will run through face masks, tells me that if he's going to go out and block, he's going to run through a face mask. I don't
for me, it's not even any of that. For me, it's knowing him since he was in junior high.
Okay. I mean, that's
like for, and I know that that's not everybody. Like not everyone's going to have known him personally or know his, like his dad, Rod, like great family, all that stuff. Knowing him personally, knowing what he was doing at Kearney Catholic, not just on the football field, but elsewhere, knowing what kind of athlete he is, the fact, like he was playing defense while he was there too. And like you said, that he was seeking out contact. So for him to move these positions and be the size that he is, even if he's a little slimmer, he's still 6'5".
Yeah,
you know?
he's a big man.
Like he's still a big dude. And having all of that and working with the coaches that Nebraska has, where remember when Dana Holgorsen came in and he was like, why aren't your receivers blocking? Why aren't these guys blocking?
Why is it number 4?
That tells me immediately that if anyone's going to be out there, they're going to have to be able to do their job. And if Heinrich Haarberg is on the field, he's going to have to be able to do his job. That means no false starts. That means blocking if you're on the edge. So for me, it's knowing who he is, but also what does Dana Holgorsen expect? So if Dana Holgorsen expects this,
right.
And that's not even getting all the way up to Matt Rule. If Dana Holgorsen expects this for the offensive guys, well, guess what? Satterfield at the tight ends, you better expect this.
You guys, when it comes to Haarberg, it's so tricky, right? Because he had to become quarterback due to some shitty circumstances, and he led us to some wins. And nobody is doubting his want to. The want to is undeniable. The kid is a Hall of Famer if you're going based off effort alone.
He's a top 5 athlete on the team right now.
Sure, but I feel like there's a lot of wish casting with the Haarberg at tight end thing. And I hate to be the negative guy.
I believe that's what I'm saying over here too. I'm saying the same exact thing.
So I would love for him to be awesome at tight end, but dude, I haven't seen any of it.
I want to see it with my eyes.
Kaleb and I have given our points about like what this kid has done and what we're seeing and how we think it can relate into what we're going to see in the future.
Yeah.
Do you have anything concrete about why you think he can't do that?
That's like asking, why isn't the sky purple or something? Like if it's not there, then it's not there. What do you want me to do?
But we're basing our argument based on what we've seen and what we can actually evaluate on.
Well, we just had a conversation. Why do we think Emmett Johnson can be that guy?
We don't know if he can be that guy.
That's kind of our question. Is like we saw flashes definitely with Holgorsen, and he's versatile and he can be herky jerky, but I don't. We had this discussion last week or whatever. Like, you don't look at him and go, holy crap, he's on a different level. He's very serviceable and he's very good. But I don't think we're sitting here going, holy shit, he's
the next Amir Abdullah.
If you think of Haarberg in the traditional sense of, are you getting an elite tight end? And I think this is where the difference in the conversation is. If you think of, is he going to be Kyle Pitts? Like, is he going to be this dude that walks on the field and all of the pregame discussion is about him? I think you lose what could make Haarberg special within this offense.
Sure.
It be because of his background at quarterback and knowing all of the plays from every side of the field. So then when he lines up out at, let's say he is in the slot, well, his mind has had to work in such a way that he's reading a defense like a quarterback, like a second quarterback. So he's out there. Yo, Dylan sees that. Okay, yeah, I see that too. We're both looking at this guy. I'm going inside right now. So I think there are certain things within his skill set that, by coming up as a quarterback, by his size, by his athleticism, and the necessity of him wanting to be on this football team, and it's not going to be at the quarterback position.
Right.
If he wants to play football at the University of Nebraska, it's not that position, but he wants to be out there. So he's going to do the damn thing. You know, he's going to play tight end. I think he would have played D-line if they asked him to.
Sure. 100%.
You know, he would have kicked if he had any ability to kick a football. He would have been like, "Get me back there,
dude." He could be the water boy.
Yeah, wherever you want it, wherever you want, and like you said, no one's doubting him wanting to be there.
Right.
But I think if we're thinking about the tight end position in who are those super special tight ends that you talk about every college football season, I don't think we're going to think of Heinrich Haarberg that way. But I think if you look at him for his athleticism and mixing it in with the weapons that the offense has and the offensive mind of Dana Holgorsen.
Mhm.
Sure, there's a little bit of wish casting the same way we do always with tight ends, but he's not Austin Allen. He's not Thomas Fidone. He can line up in different ways than they can, and you hope that there's the creativity with offense to utilize that skill set, because what is a skill set that now you have with this offense that you haven't had previously that Nebraska fans have gotten used to? A running quarterback. Okay, if you remove the running quarterback, who is going to take some of the pounding? Well, it might have to be moving Haarberg back there to Wildcat at some time. It might have to be him running read option with Emmett Johnson at some time to try to keep the offense moving around and have him in the slot, have him over here. But to me, it's what will make Haarberg special within this role as a tight end on the offense isn't thinking about him as a traditional tight end.
And this is literally the Emmett Johnson argument is we're not saying he's going to be even all Big Ten. We're just saying when it comes to Holgorsen, it's round and round, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect fits. So yes, I definitely see your point, using Haarberg in such a way that that he can be effective. I just want people to relax a little.
Yeah, just pump the brakes a little bit on the Haarberg stuff. That's my opinion, because we had good tight end play last year.
I don't think any of us, Kaleb and I, are not saying that he's the savior of this team at tight end.
No, I'm not saying that you said that he's a savior. But
watch him get 2 touchdown catches against Penn State, though.
I pray to God it happens.
If that happens,
I'm not saying savior of the season, but there is going to be a moment, if not 2, this season that you go, God damn, that Heinrich Haarberg's athletic. You're going to watch him at some point this season. You're going to go, I know he didn't get to travel with the team at quarterback because the previous coaching group didn't like him. Right. And then he had to come in and he almost saved the season by playing quarterback. And now he's that dude. He's that Cornhusker changing positions to tight end. God damn, that's a man. You see him catch that ball? That is Heinrich Haarberg. That is Carney's own. We're going to have that moment this fall. That doesn't mean that's not a Big Ten championship. That's not even a Big Ten championship berth. That's not a college football playoff berth.
8 wins?
That doesn't even mean 8 wins. I'm just telling you, at some point, Heinrich Haarberg is going to do something. You're going to go, that is an athletic man out there on the field 100. Playing tight end who had been playing quarterback for the last several years.
100.
I just hope that he doesn't look out of place. That's my only thing.
I'll tell you he won't. With all that, I'll tell you he won't. I can't tell you how many wins everyone's going to have. I'm probably going to say 8-9 wins, Sure. But I think a lot of people are going to be in that ballpark, and there are going to be others that say 6 or 7 because it's show me before you get I'm really going to believe it. But I will say he's not going to look out of place. He'll get beat sometimes, and he'll win a lot more than he'll get beat. But I don't think we'll see him at tight end and go, that guy's awkward. That guy just doesn't fit on the football field where they've put him.
That's what I'm hoping I don't see.
That is a star-shaped peg trying to fit out there because he's from Kearney Catholic.
Oh, Jason. You and your Kearney.
I might go. I'm going to give a very bold prediction.
Let's go, baby.
We talked over the last 2 seasons about how Thomas Fidone, while an incredible athlete, run him vertical. Don't run him horizontal.
Right.
I think Haarberg fits. While I don't know that he'll be used in that traditional tight end sense, but he has a much more horizontal aspect to him. I think he can do a little bit more as far as that lateral movement goes. I don't think he's going to look out of place. I think we will see those moments, and I will, the second we see it, I will be clipping this episode and coming back to what Caleb just said.
I hope
I will be coming back to it.
We do this to keep receipts. I hope because guess what, guys? I'm a Husker fan. I want Heinrich Haarberg to go for 1,000 yards, guys.
Woo!
I'm just saying.
If you get a tight end to go for 1,000 yards, I swear to God.
Okay, I'm just saying it.
You guys said he's going to win the Mackey Award. You guys said he was going to win the Mackey.
Can you guys imagine if Heinrich Haarberg is sitting in New York in December?
That would be something. That would be something. My thing is this. We had a discussion last year when we were like, okay, how can we utilize Heinrich Haarberg with Dylan on the field and all that stuff? We're like, is Heinrich Haarberg better than your top 2 receivers? Probably not. Is he better than your top 2 tight ends? Probably not. Is he better than your running back? Probably not. So then it's like, where do you fit this guy in? And I hope that's not the case this year. But maybe he is one of your top tight ends. But like, if you're making a position for him, then he's not going to be utilized very often.
But so here's the trick: is I don't need him to be better than my top 2 receivers. I don't need him to be better than my running back. I don't.
But then why is he on the field?
Him
but then why is he
to
on
be
the
better
field?
than my, because I need him to be a nuisance. That's what I need Heinrich Haarberg to be. And I think he does have that mentality, and he does want to be a nuisance. I need every defense, every time he steps on the field, to have Heinrich Haarberg in their mind. I don't need him to be a top even 3 priority, but they need to think about him because he is capable in all of these different fields. That's what they need to think about. Like, again, it's Taysom Hill. Like, Taysom Hill, when he comes on the field, nobody's thinking like, sure, he can throw 80 yards.
Dude, he runs a 4.4. Like, Taysom Hill's a freak.
I'm not comparing 1-to-1, but I need them to think, what can he do? Whatever position he's in, Heinrich Haarberg can be a danger. And I do genuinely believe that.
So you want Heinrich Haarberg to not be like the queen bee, just that mosquito that's buzzing in your ear.
He doesn't need to be the best at anything he does. He needs to be good enough that everyone who's matching up against him is worried.
And I think that's some of where can you get the creativity on offense that, like you said, he's not going to be a top 3 receiver. I don't need him to be even the top 2 tight end, because you can have guys out there that they're kind of the every down guys. Lindenmeyer's probably one of your guys.
That's
like
the
that.
Dude. That's your tight end one.
Yeah.
And if you look at college football 26, Markway's number 1.
Yeah.
You know, so like you look at that and you're like, okay, how far down the depth chart is Heinrich Haarberg? And he's not going to be a running back, and he's not going to beat out Dylan Raiola for the spot. But is there a package where he runs out and he is the tight end, or there's a tight end right there. Oh, he's lined up at wing back. Okay, what is that dude doing? Because if you put some of that stuff on tape early, you put that on tape in Kansas City, you put that on tape against Akron, what does Penn State have to worry about? What does Michigan have to worry about? Because then he runs out and he's lined up at, why is that guy at wing back? He was a quarterback. He's supposed to be a tight end now. Why is he sitting there? He runs across the line. Everyone flows the other way. There's a halfback screen the different direction. There can be so many creative ways that you can use him, but you're exactly right. He doesn't have to be the best guy in any of these other things, and that's why we can't think of Haarberg as a traditional tight end, because I don't think that's what he's going to be. It is very gadgety, is what his skill set is, but the plays that he has out there can become so annoying for defenses, because if a defense spends an hour on Heinrich Haarberg, that's an hour that they didn't spend on Dylan Raiola or Dane Key or Isaiah Hunter or Emmett Johnson or Luke Lindenmeyer or Ja'Cory Barney or any of these other guys.
Exactly.
They find something that he's out there. And maybe there is some point where you're up 3 scores and Dylan, maybe he gets banged up.
Don't say that.
No. Hey, it's how many years in a row have you had?
Too many.
Yeah. So, and Dylan Raiola is the last time in several years that you've had the same starting quarterback for an entire season. So maybe there's some series where you go, all right, we're not to garbage time. We're not going to get the backup in there and do all this, but we have this package for Haarberg we want to put out there. He probably doesn't throw the ball at all, but it looks very Wildcat. But now that's on tape. Yeah. And now someone has to be ready for that, because you get into the red zone, all of a sudden Haarberg runs out there. Oh, crap. Where's Raiola? Okay. Then he runs back off. Well, now everyone's subbing back and forth. The defense has to adjust to all of that. So I think the nuisance, the annoyance, that part, I'm hopeful that Haarberg can play that, but also knowing how athletic he is, like, again, he's going to do something that just makes us go, God, that's awesome to see out there.
He's
absolutely.
He's a good-looking kid.
What did Raiola? Because he was calling his wide receivers Lamborghinis and Ferraris,
Yeah.
And then he was like, yeah, Haarberg's a pickup truck.
Yeah.
F-150.
Well,
Get the job done.
Hopefully he's a Ford Lightning. That's all I got to say.
Consistent, and he hauls that weight, baby. When he needs to, load that truck up.
Once he gets his momentum forward, get out the way.
I need to catch up on a couple super chats from BA.
Okay,
So
King.
first off, he said, wow, first Josh Pearson, now Kaleb Henry. Why do you guys keep having dudes on who obviously hate Nebraska? At least that's what Twitter told me, right?
Ben Audie.
Next one
Hey,
was...
hold on.
Yeah, Coach BA.
BA,
Yeah, BA.
you need to unfollow a lot of Husker accounts on Twitter, probably.
The toxic accounts. The next one
I didn't
was,
say it.
let's make air raid great again.
Oh, that's also Coach BA. I saw his
Yeah.
t-shirt.
Yeah.
And then the last one was, fact, Kaleb Henry knows ball. So
It's finally somebody tells me I know ball.
I'm assuming
I've been making this up for a while, guys.
You've been bullshitting for
at
years.
least an hour.
I
okay,
mean,
so we
is
are
my,
at an hour, yeah?
This is
We're
my
at an hour.
This is my third appearance here. I've figured something out.
You found your pocket, and it's talking about Heinrich Haarberg. That's your fucking pocket.
That is
That's your bag.
wheelhouse.
Yeah.
If we can, NCAA, if you're listening right now, if we can find a way to get this young man a couple more years of eligibility,
I'll tell you what.
I'll do anything.
because this is the last connection I have to going, hey, I coached that guy.
Yeah.
I argued so hard to get him to be a thrower, and he was just so athletic. He was sprinting and jumping, and I was like, God, that dude would have won. He would have won. I think we were Class C the last year. He would have won Class C discus, like no doubt about it in my mind.
He would have won curling if there was curling. The kid, I
I was
mean,
like, who in Nebraska is curling?
Jesus Christ. You guys can't roll a shit.
Get that Minnesota crap out of here.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it Minnesota crap?
You fucking commie.
He would have won it.
Those communist Minnesota.
Yeah.
Doesn't Fleck look a little
Oh, dude, don't
Well,
get us started on
I don't know.
Don't get us started.
the extension?
Listen,
Ooh.
he
Okay.
wants to be
So,
there,
actually,
apparently.
Without we kind of already gave the answer away.
Ra-Roski Umar or whatever.
Caleb,
Oh, shit.
if there was one Big Ten coach, football coach, that you got to punch in the face, like they don't get a swing back, you just get a freebie. Who is it?
oh man.
Harbaugh's gone. Damn it.
I mean,
This
Ryan
is-
Day is pretty punchable.
Ryan Day is very punchable. There's a lot
But
of
PJ Fleck is the
well,
the
no,
punchable
let
guy.
him answer.
Well, I mean, I think for most people, it's probably going to lean PJ Fleck, and it's if it.
What?
Or Kurt Ferentz and his
Listen,
geriatric
there-
fuck.
Nah,
Punch
Kurt-
that motherfucker.
Kirk Ferentz too old.
There
I
are
feel like
times-
Sig.
Yeah,
Oh, Hokie says Sig. Easy.
So,
Okay,
you,
yeah,
he
see-
already answered. Damn, that was
Yeah,
fast.
Hokie says
Smack the
Sig.
cig out of his mouth.
Yeah.
And then Google it.
And then Google.
And then Google how to burn out a Sig.
To be fair, there are times when I'm watching Nebraska in the fourth quarter where I want to punch Matt Rule in the face. But that's a whole different discussion.
BA said he'd punch Brian racist in Iowa. Brian's not there anymore.
Where is he? Well, he's a consultant somewhere,
Yeah,
right?
he's at
USC?
Maryland or something.
Brian Ferentz?
Yeah, I think he's
think
at Maryland.
right?
Yeah, he's
With
at Maryland.
Loxley?
Oh, is he at Maryland? Why
Yeah.
did I think he was at USC?
No, he's definitely not at USC.
Yeah, it would probably be Fleck.
Yeah.
And because I was trying to think of even like the UCLA coach who was like, if you didn't know, we're in LA. It's like,
I
no
love
shit.
the fact that like none of us. I don't know his name. He's irrelevant to me.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
yeah. You know his name?
The
Yeah.
UCLA guy.
it's
No,
the running back.
none of us know his fucking name.
Brian Shaw.
No.
Marshall
Stop it.
Falk.
Actually, wait, no, he might be
No.
right.
Terrell Davis.
It's like- I think it's like close. to-
OJ Simpson.
like,
We've got-
Probably not.
We've gotten
OJ.
further away.
yeah.
I got it for you guys. You ready?
Roy Haley.
Deshaun Foster.
Yeah.
I was close.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Well, not poor guy. I mean,
He beat
fucking
our ass,
us.
though.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he did
What
fine.
right do we have to say poor guy when he
But-
came
but
into
you look
Memorial
at that-
Stadium and kicked our ass?
But you look so, and it's separating out how do you feel about a program, a fan base, or a head coach?
Sure.
Because I have nothing against Minnesota fans, and honestly,
They were nice to us.
honestly, their program is whatever to me. Like for me, there's no like hatred when you're playing Minnesota. It's like, oh, the $5 bits of broken chair trophy is cool, but like PJ Fleck is his own friggin' thing. But then you look at Iowa, and it's like, don't like the program, don't like the fan base. Kirk Ferentz is kind of old. I'm going to help him into a chair. Like, let's get you into a home, buddy.
Yeah.
Like there's those types of things. You even go like Oregon fans have gotten super annoying. But I don't really have anything against their program.
And Dan Lanning's like kind of a cool guy.
Other than when he's taking his shirt off and jumping into pools for a commit that's going to decommit a month later.
It's a little weird.
That's a bad look.
It's a little weird.
But
yeah, that's the thing is like you go through and like I have nothing really to look at Dan Lanning and go, like that irks me. Even Lincoln Riley, I'm like, that doesn't really irk me.
Right.
Every time PJ Fleck's bald friggin' head shows up on a screen or comes up on my timeline and anything he rah-rahs, it gets under my skin. And that's probably a lot of his bit. Like it fires up people. Obviously it works out for his program. Like it's worked out for him that he's got an extension. It's also easier for them to fire him if you look at all the details in there.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But for I think a lot of Husker fans, and because we've been on the wrong end of some bad games against Minnesota, check out those groin kick chronicles. Minnesota shows up too many times. PJ Fleck's at the top of that like punchable list.
I think that like as Nebraska fans, we like to attempt to think of ourselves as Superman. PJ Fleck is our Lex Luthor. And the bald part helps. But it's just because he's just a shitty guy.
Damn.
I don't like
Did he do something to you?
Someone correct me.
Besides beat your favorite team?
Someone correct me. Give me one reason why I should like PJ Fleck.
He's got a brand, and we're talking about him, so it's obviously working.
No, that's not it. I said, give me one reason why I should like PJ Fleck.
I'm sure he's got nice qualities that we don't know.
I'm sure. Yeah, that's not a reason.
He's given money to pediatric cancer research. Maybe? I don't know.
Has he? You
Well,
can't say maybe.
Maybe he donated to the $5 Bits of Broken Chair Trophy thing.
But you said maybe too.
But
Like, nobody's
I
got
don't.
a concrete
But here's the
reason.
thing: should we know that? Should we know that about every coach?
Oh,
Can
that's actually a fair. That's a fair.
Can I
point.
say that about Dan Lanning or Deshaun Foster,
And can Minnesota fans
UCLA
say
head
that?
coach that we all know?
And
All
that's
right.
that's a fair point.
I'll
Should
give you your
Minnesota
answers.
fans-
Here's your answers, because obviously AI is always right. Reasons why I should like PJ Fleck. He's high energy and a passionate leader.
Don't care.
He is a culture builder,
Don't care.
player development,
Don't care.
loyalty to his philosophy. He's not afraid to be himself.
Don't care.
Even if it's a little bit different, row the boat might sound corny to some, but he's deeply consistent about his message and lives it out daily. And finally, number 5, he runs a clean program.
Yes. Okay. Clean program.
Literally
No.
none of that shit. I don't care about a single point.
Here,
But
would you?
I want.
Would you, if he was running Nebraska?
Maybe. But so I want to go back to Caleb. What you asked me about, I'm talking about, we can't say there were a lot of maybes around the room. And should we care? Like, would other Big Ten programs care if he was coaching in Nebraska? And that's a really good question, because I can't tell you what any of these other coaches do. I can tell you what Matt Rule does on any given day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's actually a fair question. I still think PJ Fleck is a fat pussy.
Fat?
A fat pussy.
I mean that as in he sucks. But no,
Hey,
I think that's fair.
I
to
got a
say that,
reason.
like, most of these other programs are not looking at a Matt Rule like we do.
Hey.
I don't look into PJ Fleck like Minnesota fans do. I think that's a fair question.
Connor, I have a reason why you should like him, but it's another maybe. He's not on the Epstein list.
We don't know that.
That's why I said it was a maybe.
Yeah, we don't know that.
Hey, now hold on. In the contract, you said it makes it easier for Minnesota to fire him.
It's
And I'm
less money.
And I'm sitting here going, why would they ever want to? Because if they fire Fleck,
He's their best coach ever.
who's next? And who'd want to go there? And yes, they're in the Big Ten. And, power 2.
Dude, they have
No
like
NIL?
14 natties. They have like 14
Oh,
national
Jesus.
championships. Come on now.
I would
You know,
tell you. I would tell you honestly that I think Minnesota is a desirable job.
I think so.
I do believe that. I think any team in the Big Ten, aside from like Rutgers or Purdue, is like a very desirable job.
A draw to the Twin Cities.
Yeah, I think that Minnesota is a desirable job. I think there are a lot of coaches that would gravitate there, and people. We've had the question of if not Matt Rule, who?
Yeah.
I think Lincoln again still is a desirable job if you don't ask the last guy.
Oh boy. It's too late for that. We're already at like an hour and a half.
Yeah, we
Can't talk about that.
Yeah,
We cannot.
Now, hey-
I'm not getting into that, but I do believe Minnesota is a desirable job.
It's a desirable job for a head coach that's never had a Power 4 job before.
It would be a good place for someone who comes up and wants to and has the ability to bring people with them, a la Kirk Cignetti to Indiana.
Mhm.
If you're looking to take that step. And part of the other reason is I don't think you look at Minnesota and maybe some of the older fan base does, but younger fan base, and maybe some of this is with Nebraska too. It's what are you chasing? Are you chasing 8 wins? And for Nebraska right now, it's obviously you haven't had 8 wins in a hot minute. So right now, Matt Rule is chasing 8 wins. Once you get there, then it's okay, what's next? But for Minnesota, if you can get 8 wins a couple years in a row,
Statue.
and then it's 6, and then maybe you have a year with 9. If you can bounce around at Minnesota, and maybe you miss a bowl game here and there, but if you can bounce around and still have relatively good success, I think Minnesota will keep you.
In 10 years, Nebraska is going to PJ Fleck Field at M&T Bank Stadium. They're going to name the field after him.
I mean,
Boom.
let's not forget 2 years ago that Minnesota makes a bowl game on a 5-7 season. On the same thing, it was based on academic accolades.
Sure.
Like it was Nebraska,
Clean
was the exact same position.
Program.
Yeah. And guess what? If former head coach Scott would have done that, we probably would have never had this big bowl drought and had all this trauma that we had if he would have just accepted the invite and not been too tired.
Or too
You
drunk.
sound like you're a kid.
That was my point. He's a child. So
Well, look, we were the wrong place.
It was the wrong job, Michael. It was the wrong job.
He couldn't live his life in Lincoln.
yeah, he couldn't. He just never lived his life there.
We
huh?
can't because we're going to go for another 2 hours.
Yeah, we can't do it.
Yeah.
We can't do it.
All right.
Shit.
These 130
I
people.
saw how
that are
much
in
beer
here.
is in the fridge. We got at least 45 more minutes in us, boys.
Shit, you could keep us here for 4 more hours.
Shit. I got a dog at home, okay? It's very important to me.
His doctor.
That's right.
All right, boys. Where are we at?
You good?
Uh,
No more super chats.
Where are we at,
I'm-
Michael?
I think I'm good. Caleb, this is the time of the show where you plug yourself. I know, obviously, we talked about what you're working on with HuskerMax. Is there anything
You can
else?
plug yourself, buddy.
Trust me, he does.
He's doing it right now.
All right. Where can people find you and follow you?
Why do you think he tipped the table over almost?
Tipped the table off, took his top off.
Yeah.
Leg, motherfucker.
Oh, that's what you get for wearing Crocs under there.
You're wearing Crocs.
Those are
People, the
Adidas.
people can't see.
I'm
They don't
wearing
know.
the same shoes as Jared.
Crocs with socks.
Those are Nikes. You're wearing Adidas.
Oh, well,
Don't
you
try-
had these ones,
Don't
but
you try and lie
his
to
dog
us.
bit a chunk out of them.
Crocs and socks? What are you, 11?
I'm letting my piggies hang out. Speaking of piggies, super chats?
That's it. That's
Oh,
it.
nothing. Okay. You can, all of my stuff is at HuskerMax.com. We publish on Nebraska Cornhuskers on SI. You can find me on Twitter at Kaleb Henry. And pretty much everything is right there.
Caleb with a
K.
not 3 Ks, just 1 K.
No, that's
Jesus.
K.
There's like 6.
Okay, that was like 6 of them. Yeah, you added a few more.
K.
That was just one long one.
One.
Okay.
Just one.
Yeah, just one. You just one beer? Just one?
This is a second.
That's the second. Okay. We put a little dent in the fridge. You got to get some
We
more.
did.
You got to get some more pickle.
Yeah, next week.
Where my pickle at?
Pickle and squeeze a day.
Pickle
Come on.
should be here next week.
Yeah.
And I believe Squeeze a Day might be here next week. I can't guarantee shit, but I believe that they will.
Maybe. A lot of maybes.
I
Tonight.
said believe. I didn't say maybe.
Okay. That's
I'm guessing that they're on your desk and they might
Jesus.
not exist.
Yeah, they're on my desk. I'm reviewing them
It's
right
a
now.
cover up. Fire Connor. Fire him.
Please don't.
NBNR podcast, same handle for every social media website. We make it so easy. You line up at the trough, we got the stuff for you. I'm one of your hosts, Jared Hall.
Connor Cadillac.
Mike Delaware.
I'm Kaleb Henry.
As always, Kaleb with a 1K. Beat Cincinnati! And GBR.